Morning, everybody. It's Dr. Kenton wakes up. Today is March 4th, Monday, March 4th, 2024. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, me too. Um, March 4th. It's one of those days where to say the name of the date is to say an entire sentence. It might be the only day. I don't know. March 4th. Don't really have much to say. Had a had a very bizarre waking up experience, which is to say that I had what you might call a nightmare. It's not very often that I have a nightmare. It's not unprecedented, but it was one of those that I really don't enjoy thinking about. It's probably born out of a sense of overwhelm and being secretly incapable, or at least incapable of preventing myself from this horrible event, horrible demise. Flame is on. It's not that cold out today. It's not 50, it's not 30. So I'll say 40, 45. Um, on its way, according to my watch, mid 60s. Today is Monday, and as I've said on this channel many times in the past, Monday is for meetings and for fixing things that got broken over the weekend. Also for having things reintroduced to you that you thought you had finished or didn't have to do, and then learned that you actually did. So Monday is not a one of those I don't tend to look forward to. It's the day when, in my own adventure through work, it's when people decide that they need to zero out their work ledger. Like they've got stuff to do. So they try to hand it off to somebody else to do on Monday. Or it's when you have the game of table tennis and you hit the ball to the other side of the net, and then their job is to hit it back to you. Like you have your piece of the job and you complete it, so you send it to them for them to do their piece. And usually it's Monday when they send that baby back. So you wind up on a Monday walking in my case, a little bit of trepidation and anxiety. And then you walk out loaded down with stuff that probably isn't yours, probably wasn't yours ever, but you somehow took it on yourself. I don't know, obligation, silliness, who knows why. As you can see, the coffee pot's filling up with, you know, I like Seattle's best breakfast blend. It's tasty. This is the last full pot I'll be able to make. I have enough left for a pour over. Melita, number 2, please. Um, that's pretty much it. So today, Monday, I've got a meeting. I'm the assistant director of the doctoral program, so we have a doctoral program meeting between me and the director. Sometimes we'll get lunch as a part of that. Then we have our department meeting, which in which today I'll intend to say something about the what's the right word? News about end of life for someone that used to work in your department. usually gets sent forward to the dean's office. And in the first 15, nah, less than that, we had an executive admin assistant who um, used to really make sure that that news got filtered back to the department where the person worked or to the larger college if the person was well known to everyone. Somebody who, for example, had been a faculty member for 10 plus years, 15 plus years. Well, anyway, over the weekend, well, I'll include Friday in the weekend. Over the weekend, I learned that a colleague in my department who had retired 4 or 5 years, maybe more than that ago, had passed away. And not that I not that I intended to attend a funeral or anything like that, but I may have sent flowers uh, to his ex-wife or his who I knew, out of a sense of feeling a loss. And then in the same conversation, found out that the spouse of a very long-term faculty member had died. And none of these things. I don't know. I don't know what the person who I was speaking of before. Let's just call her Susan. And then there was another executive admin after Susan retired, who subsequently left to go work someplace else, and now we have a third person. Third person's doing a great job, but I think sometimes there's no specific direction on how to handle certain things. And I think on some level, many of these people who are involved were retired before the present dean started, and so this present dean doesn't know who that person is. And I don't know. Uh, anyway, it's just it's like joining onto the pile of evidence in my mind that the community nature of the college is much different. There isn't so much, from what I can see, there isn't so much concern about um, people who you might know about, want to keep in touch with, want to send your condolences back to. You might want to let them know that you're thinking of them. Not so much concern about maintaining those network pathways. And as I was told when I was in the dean's office myself, I may have been the person who, from the faculty's perspective, cared the most about other faculty members. It wasn't necessarily true, but that's what I was told about myself, which made me feel a certain kind of way. I don't know that I had that much influence, but I did. For example, if a faculty member or somebody who had been with the department a long time died suddenly, or spouse died, even if the person was retired 10, 12, 15 years ago, you know, send the message around. There might be somebody who knows that person or wants to be aware. And it's one of those things where usually You tell people, well, ask questions if you have questions. Well, consider how you would phrase the question. Has anyone heard about, Professor Effenstein or whatever, who used to be here 5, 6 years ago? Has anyone heard from that person? You just sort of go down the list, and who do you talk to about that? You talk to the executive admin assistant? Do you talk to the department chair? And that, so, and I will say that since I left the dean's office, none of the department chairs are the same. I don't think any of the admin assistants in any of the departments are the same. There is only one person left in the dean's office now who was there when I was there, except for one person that I hired. So, one person that I talk to a lot and one person I hardly ever see. Anyway, this is just a long way around to saying uh, becoming a full fledged adult sometimes bears with a little bit of pain and frustration because you care about people along the way, and sometimes you lose track of them, and people don't respect that you maybe might ought to want to know. That's a southernism. Might ought to wanna find out if somebody died or somebody had a sudden loss or whatever the case is. So anyway, today's Monday. This is a Monday thought. Woke up with Monday terror, and now here we are. Anyway, enjoy your day and love you. Bye.